mic muted. Let me try that again. Thank you for being here. What I was saying was if someone in the chat would let me know how the audio sounds, because clearly I had the audio muted. So let's try that again. Someone let me know how the audio sounds. Thank you for being here on a Friday afternoon. We are here to start a brand new, rebranded, if you can in fact be brand new and rebranded, section. Though, thank you. It's called. See if I can find it. I am new to this, by the way. So Fridays with Frank and Forrest. So I have. Why isn't that work? There we go. Fridays with Frank and Forrest. So I like to give my algorithms cute little names. We're also here, by the way, to announce the giveaways for our October prize giveaway that we've been running for, since the full month of October, plus a little bit earlier in September. We've got the Yeti mugs. It's got the logo and trading fuel on it. We've got some of my favorite books, including my own book. We've got a lot of things that we're trying to give away here, and so stay tuned to the end of the episode for the drawing there. Now, I have said that you must be in the drawing. You must be in the Facebook group. It's where we're gonna end it on YouTube and go straight to the Facebook group for that drawing. So make sure you're here and make sure you're also in the Facebook group. I don't know how to drop a link in my own. Oh, there it is right there. So it is facebook.com/groups/godly GODLY trading. So go there and you can sign up for the group if you have not already. So today I want to continue what we talked about last week, which was showing you the ins and outs of the two different algorithms. We're not going to be able to get to Forrest today. We got a lot we got to try to do. But last week we talked about Frank. Now Frank is and the reason we call him Frank and Forrest is that they are dead simple. They are about as simple as you can get. And it was kind of funny having. Where's my photo here? We've got that's the banner. We've got dead and simple, which is the whole point behind it. So last week we started with Frank. So let's continue what we were doing there. Now I have gone ahead and put them on, both of them, on a brand new account. This is my DarwinX account. I have two of these now. This is brand new today. And you can see, well, hang on, let's zoom all the way in. I don't know if you can see here where it says Frank and Forrest, and this one says Frank. So we've got these that are going to be running for the next 6 months at least. One of the things that I like to do is I like to collect plenty of data on these algorithms before I put any real money into them. Case in point, I had an algorithm that if you were in any of the Discord groups with me, I referred to it as the one I hated the most because it ran contrary to my own particular trading DNA. But I'm glad I ran a full test. I was going to run 6 months and said, just life got in the way. I didn't wrap it up and it turned into 8 months. I thought, well, I'm here at 8 months. I might as well go to the end of the year. Well, I'm glad I did that because at month 9, it gave up 90% of all that it had made in the previous 8 months. And I thought, nope, not doing that. And now, granted, a 10% drawdown is not a big deal in the grand scheme of things. But for an algorithm that's only making 1 to 2% a month, losing 90% of what you're doing in 1 month, that's a game changer for me. So when I have these algorithms, I put them on and I just let them run because that's the whole point of an algorithm, right? You want it to be able to trade in the background while you're doing other things. So Frank and Forrest are both running. I have Forrest basically maxed out on what I'm going to be testing it on. Right now, I just have Frank on a couple of things. I still have way more membership pending on Facebook. I still have way more back testing to do on Frank before I consider that it would be fully tested. So I'm going to be adding to these little by little over the course of hopefully some this weekend, hopefully the rest of them next weekend. But let me just show you what we're looking at here. So this is off my VPS. By the way, if you need any pointers, I highly recommend everyone getting a VPS. It just saves so much stress. One of the things I love about it is if you have remote desktop, which is how I access it, right? That's how everyone accesses our VPS. You can get it from anywhere. I can go to any laptop, any computer, anywhere in the world, and just zoom right through to my VPS. So it's like having a trading laptop with you at all times. I can do it on my phone. Now, at 50 years old, using a remote desktop and my VPS on here, it is possible. It's just not likely. So having said that, that was the VPS that is running the algorithms. So you can see here, I just put this on today. There are exactly 0 trades on either Frank or Forrest today. I'll probably show you the results from Forrest next week. And for the 1 month, one of the reasons I did this was because I screwed up my results really badly by missing a decimal point on the gold trades. It makes a difference. The difference between going in at 0.5% and 5% per trade is anyway. There's a reason I had to start over with that one. But I told you last week that I was going to show you the other element of Frank that adds to it and makes it a slightly more complete strategy, a slightly more complete algorithm. So we went over it last week, and you can see here are some of the trades that it has taken. Like here was a signal here. We almost, and depending on your broker, we almost got to our first take profit on that. Depending on your broker, you might have gotten to your first take profit. And you can see as of right now, we missed it and we're pulled back a little bit. So that was that one. Aussie Kiwi, this one clearly stopped out. Euro Aussie, that one was a stop out. You think, well, gosh, this isn't really working. Well, look at this one. This one is Euro Yen, and it is currently operating around 3.5 to 1. It made it all the way up to 4 1/3 to 1. That's pretty good. Let's look here. Kiwi Yen, one's going sideways, and then gold. Gold's the star of the bunch. This gold trade here. If anybody was in this, if anybody got this when I mentioned it, this thing maxed out at almost 7 to 1, and now it's pulled back some. So if you were scaling out, man, you were loving gold. But let me talk to this. That's the trend aspect of Frank. Frank has one extra element to it that is pretty cool, and it's complementary. Now, it does run contrary to my trading DNA a little bit because I am not a counter trend trader. But the second part of Frank is. So I wrote these down. Let me show you Aussie Kiwi. So you see this blue arrow here. Well, what that blue arrow represents is the other side of what Frank can do. It's basically just a Bollinger Band. Same kind of engulfing pattern for the candlestick. But this one, instead of using the whole moving average, uses the Bollinger Band, which I have turned off for simplicity's sake. I know it's there. I just don't want to see it because I like a nice, clean chart here. Now, you think, well, okay, that doesn't look very good. Well, there's an element to this. So basically, whenever you get a Bollinger Band reversal, when price closes outside of it and then closes back inside of it as an engulfing candle, that's your signal. But the key, and I tested this one out, by the way, and it had less than a 50% win rate and not a very good return. But I added one element to it, which was I'm only going to take those trades. Sorry, I'm going to put my glasses on to find this itty-bitty button on TradingView. I'm only going to take those trades that bounce off of a supply or a demand zone. So you see this one here did not bounce off of a supply or demand zone. Let's look at Aussie US. You can see this one here. So, well, it made a supply and demand zone. Well, let's go back. Let's go back and look. Well, look right there. So there's a supply zone overhead. Let's go all the way back. Look at that. Bounce, bounce. There it is right there. There's your. No, the reason it's not being shown is because it's gone by now. But it actually did bounce off of that supply zone. You would have gone in here. Well, and you got stopped out. So again, it predicted it, just didn't work out quite the same the way you wanted it to. CAD Yen. Here's one here. Now you can see where this bounced off of what was a supply zone back there. Worked out well. Euro CAD. A lot of these that I have found roughly the same time period were CAD pairs. Look at this one. This one, here's your supply zone formation right here. There's a test of it bounced off. Here's a test of penetration of that Bollinger Band and bounced off that way. So that was one that, again, the supply zone is, of the demand zone in this case, is gone now, but it bounced off beautifully. That would have been a great, again, same entry signals as the other Frank, right? So you're just entering at the high of the candle, the engulfing candle, and your stops at the low. Boom, that would have been, I don't know, looks like about almost 4-1 before it pulled back and probably stopped out at your trailing stop. So I'm not going to continue on here. They don't always work, but they work better when you had the supply and demand zone. Let me look at the US Swiss down here. That's one I had written down as kind of a twofer. So you can see here, it didn't bounce off of anything. And as a result, that one was not a very good signal and not one that I would have taken. This one right here bounced off of a zone that was formed back here that has now been, my indicator doesn't show it anymore. So that one bounced off beautifully, this demand zone. And look what that one did. That one went up. Well, there's your candle. So your entry. Oh, gosh. But you know what? Given the size of that candle, maybe you didn't get all the way to first take profit. And maybe you looked and said, hey, yes, you're fine. I'm entering here on this massive candle. These are the kind of rules you need to put in place. Do I want to take an entry on a candle when that candle, the range of that candle is twice as much as the daily ATR? Those kinds of things. So don't just take this for what I'm using it for. I mean, I have the algorithm running, and the algorithm has a few basic tweaks to it, and I'm going to be showing you all of these results. But test it for yourself. Taking someone else's strategy, taking someone else's algorithm, and just blindly trading it is going to lead you down a path of darkness and despair. Take this and test it for yourself. So next week, and I'm going to try to not keep you very long. Next week, we're going to show you the Forrest algorithm, which is, again, dead simple, but just uses a slightly different methodology and slightly different rules. So now it's time for the big reveal, for the big prize giveaway. So with that, I'm going to end it here on YouTube and go only over into the YouTube chat. So ending on YouTube. Oh my goodness. I hope I can do this. That's YouTube. And we're going to end it on YouTube. Can I end it on YouTube? Do I know how to end it on YouTube? Oh my goodness. Y'all give me 1 second. I have never done this before where you end it on one stream and you keep going on the other. If I hit end stream, is that going to kill the whole thing? All right. Well, I'm trying not to do that. Edit. And y'all, I do apologize. Click that button, and that's not going to work. Remove this destination for this round. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to end it right now, and I'm going to jump into a new live stream over on the YouTube for the Facebook group, and then we're going to do the announcements there. So ending here. Thank you for being here. Next week on Fridays with Frank and Forrest, we're going to go over Forrest. So tune in for that, and I will see you all here next week. Join me over in the Facebook group for the live drawing.